The story of Coca-Cola isn't just about a fizzy drink. It's a wild, century-long saga of ambition, deception, and jaw-dropping secrets hidden behind a glittering global brand. Boardroom Secrets is pulling back the curtain to reveal a tale of murky origins, questionable ethics, and a relentless quest for domination that's left a trail of controversy. This is no ordinary soda story. It's a roller coaster of intrigue that'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the world's most iconic drink. Billions of dollars pour into Coca-Cola's advertising every year, not just to sell a drink, but to craft an image of pure happiness, unity, and good vibes. That frosty bottle, that iconic silver logo, it's the taste of summer barbecues, holiday cheer, and carefree moments. But beneath that polished veneer lies a darker reality. Allegations of health risks, environmental destruction, and even labor exploitation have haunted the company for decades. How did a simple soda become a global empire, and at what cost? Let's rewind to the beginning to uncover the truth. It all began in the 1880s, in a gritty, post-Civil War America, where trust in traditional medicine was crumbling. People were desperate for cures, and shady entrepreneurs seized the moment, peddling so-called miracle elixirs that were often just dangerous chemical cocktails. Enter Vin Mariani, a wildly popular mix of wine and cocaine. Yes, cocaine, marketed as a cure for everything from headaches to heartbreak. 3 glasses a day, they claimed, and you'd be unstoppable. Spoiler alert, it was anything but safe. One man, a battle-scarred Civil War veteran, was hooked on this stuff. Crippled by injuries and reliant on morphine to dull the pain, he swore Vin Mariani was his salvation, pulling him back from the brink of addiction. As a chemist, he decided to create his own miracle tonic. In 1884, he launched French wine Coca, a blatant knockoff of Vin Mariani with a few tweaks. This was the spark that would ignite Coca-Cola's empire, but it was born in a haze of cocaine, wine, and wild promises. Just as his drink hit the market, a wave of prohibition swept across America, forcing him to ditch the wine. So he swapped it for carbonated water, which gave the drink a bitter edge. To balance it out, he loaded it with sugar, lots of it. The result? A fizzy sweet potion that needed a catchy name. His bookkeeper, Frank Robinson, came up with Coca-Cola, a name that rolled off the tongue and cleverly nodded to its 2 key ingredients: cola nuts for caffeine and coca leaves for, yep, you guessed it, cocaine. Coca-Cola's official story is that their drink never contained cocaine, but the evidence says otherwise. It wasn't until 1929 that they figured out how to strip the cocaine from coca leaves, long after the drink's early days as a health tonic. Back in the 1880s, cocaine in your soda wasn't a big deal. It was practically standard. The real problem? The drink wasn't selling. Despite being marketed as a brain-boosting, headache-curing elixir, Coca-Cola was just another face in a crowded market of fake medicines. The chemist's health deteriorated, his morphine addiction worsened, and in 1888, he passed away, never knowing his creation would become a global juggernaut. Enter a cunning businessman who saw untapped potential in this struggling soda. He bought the company for a mere $2,000, but whispers of foul play linger. Some say he forged signatures to seize full control, then burned the original records to cover his tracks. We may never know the full truth, but by the 1890s, he was calling the shots, and Coca-Cola was about to explode. This guy was a marketing genius. He didn't just sell a drink, he sold a feeling. Billboards, posters, and catchy slogans flooded towns across America. He painted the Coca-Cola logo on warehouses, barns, even the sides of buildings, anywhere it could be seen. He mailed free drink coupons to potential customers, banking on the idea that one sip would hook them for life. But the real game changer? Shifting Coca-Cola from a medicine to a refreshing drink for everyone. No more targeting the sick. This was a soda for the masses, a symbol of fun and freedom. By the early 1900s, Coca-Cola was everywhere, thanks to relentless advertising. They roped in movie stars and athletes to endorse the brand, tying it to glamour and vitality. Ever wonder why Santa Claus is chugging a Coke in those cozy Christmas ads? That was Coca-Cola's doing, cementing their drink as the taste of holiday joy. These weren't just ads, they were cultural moments, embedding Coca-Cola into the fabric of everyday life. But the company's biggest coup came during World War II. As sugar rationing crippled other businesses, Coca-Cola pulled off an audacious move. They lobbied the US government to exempt them, claiming their soda was essential for soldiers' morale. And it worked. A Coca-Cola executive was appointed to the Sugar Rationing Board, ensuring the company's supply while competitors scrambled. The chairman vowed that every soldier, no matter where they were, could buy a Coke for just 5 cents. It sounded noble, but it was a marketing masterstroke. By linking Coca-Cola to patriotism, they won hearts at home. By convincing the government to fund bottling plants overseas, they used taxpayer money to fuel their global expansion. During the war, 64 bottling plants sprouted across continents, with technicians treated like wartime engineers. Coca-Cola reached soldiers in every corner of the globe, who then introduced it to locals, creating a massive new market. For troops far from home, that familiar taste was a lifeline to America. They became unpaid ambassadors, spreading Coca-Cola's reach wherever they went. While war devastated other industries, Coca-Cola thrived, laying the foundation for its near-ubiquitous presence today, everywhere except Cuba and North Korea. But there's a shadow over this triumph. While Coca-Cola waved the American flag at home, they were quietly selling to Nazi Germany. That's right, they placed their logo alongside swastikas, supplied Hitler youth rallies, and advertised in Nazi propaganda. When embargoes cut off their ingredients, their German bottling chief invented Fanta, a new drink made from local scraps like apple fibers. There are even allegations that forced labor from concentration camps was used to produce it. After the war, Fanta's profits flowed back to Coca-Cola's headquarters, and its creator was promoted. Just another day in the soda business, right? Fast forward to today, and Coca-Cola's empire is unmatched, serving over 2 billion drinks daily. But the cost of that dominance is steep. Health experts link their sugary drinks to obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay. Studies show kids who drink one soda a day are 60% more likely to be overweight. Caffeine in their drinks marketed to kids raises questions about addiction, especially since blind taste tests show it doesn't even affect the flavor. Coca-Cola insists it's harmless, funding studies to downplay the risks, but their lack of transparency fuels suspicion. Then there's the environment. In India, Coca-Cola's plants have been accused of polluting groundwater with toxic waste, poisoning crops and livestock. In Mexico, their bottling operations in water-scarce regions sparked outrage, especially when a former Coca-Cola executive turned president granted them generous water concessions. And in Colombia, the darkest allegations. Union leaders at Coca-Cola plants were reportedly murdered or threatened, with claims the company hired militias to suppress workers. Coca-Cola denies involvement, but the nickname Sparkle of Death sticks in some corners of Latin America. No company with a 130-year history is squeaky clean, and Coca-Cola has made positive contributions, charity, community programs, you name it. But Boardroom Secrets isn't here to sugarcoat the truth. Coca-Cola's genius lies in its marketing, not its recipe. They don't sell soda, they sell nostalgia, friendship, and joy. That's why, in 1985, when they dared to tweak their sacred formula with New Coke, the backlash was seismic. Fans flooded their phone lines, sent furious letters, and booed their ads. One letter compared it to turning grass purple. Another mourned, "You've stolen my childhood." It wasn't about taste, tests showed New Coke was preferred, but about betraying a cultural icon. Forced to backtrack, Coca-Cola reintroduced the original as Coca-Cola Classic, and the world cheered. Sales skyrocketed, proving their brand was bigger than any recipe. Some whisper it was a deliberate ploy to reignite loyalty, a marketing stunt for the ages. Whatever the truth, it showed one thing: Coca-Cola isn't just a drink. It's a feeling, a memory, a piece of who we are. But at what cost? From cocaine-laced beginnings to wartime profiteering and modern-day controversies, Coca-Cola's story is a masterclass in ambition and a warning about the price of unchecked power.